King Misuzulu kaZwelithini has logged another victory after the High Court in Pietermaritzburg dismissed a fresh attempt to scupper his coronation. Lawyers for Queen Sibongile Dlamini-Zulu, her two daughters, and Prince Mbonisi Zulu filed an application for leave to appeal an earlier judgment which froze the execution of the late King Goodwill Zwelithini's will. In March, the court said it was not asked to issue an order declaring the other 5 marriages that he entered to as invalid. Newzroom Afrika's senior politics reporter Ziyanda Ngcobo was in court for us. She filed the story.
Queen Sibongile Dlamini-Zulu and her two daughters, Princesses Ntombi and Ziyanda Zulu, returned to the courts to challenge an earlier decision which froze the execution of the late king's will and the nullification of his other 5 customary marriages. During their application for leave to appeal, they argued that the nomination of Prince Misuzulu to become king during a meeting in May last year was not properly constituted and were informed that the gathering would be for a cleansing ceremony after the bereavements.
Why were they not invited to this highly important recognition meeting, identification meeting? Why were they not invited to it as an identification meeting?
But Prince Mbonisi's lawyer hit back, saying that a confirmatory affidavit from Prince Mbonisi Zulu corroborates the fact that the opposing faction was informed about the meeting but chose not to pitch for reasons unknown to the family.
It was only there when the writing was on the wall, but it was already established in the Africa with reference to the minutes of the meeting of the 4th of May. Then the applicant started with another tactic of saying, now we agree that there is a meeting, as if they agree with the meeting, but this meeting was not properly constituted.
Meanwhile, the brother of King Goodwill Zwelithini, Prince Mbonisi Zulu's lawyer, was asked why their initial application to interdict a coronation he thought would happen on the 3rd of December 2021 should be upheld, since this was based on a rumor.
We would ask, with respect, my lord, that you grant leave to appeal on the basis that the Supreme Court of Appeal, appreciating the gravity of the issues. Now, I'm just the gravity of the issues that have been raised for your Lordship's consideration in this application for leave to appeal. When the very foundation of that kingdom, the very symbol of that kingdom, the sanctity of that authority, where that is questioned via litigation, courts ought to be players in creating an environment of understanding and clarity, so that the royal family is assisted in giving to the Zulu nation the service that they are born to give.
In what sounded like a repetition of his March 2nd judgment, acting Judge President Mjabuliseni Madondo emphasized that there was no correlation between the late Isilo's will and the raging succession debate.
No link has been established between the will and the recognition of Prince Misuzulu as a successor to the throne. As a result, applications for leave to appeal is dismissed with cause for lack of prospect.
Judge Madondo's latest ruling means that the arrangements to coronate King Misuzulu kaZwelithini can proceed full steam ahead, not unless the applicants, the Queen, Princesses, as well as Prince Mbonisi Zulu, opts to directly petition the Supreme Court of Appeal to hear their pleas. Whether or not this will be heard before the 28th of May is yet to be determined. For Newzroom Afrika on Channel 405, I'm Ziyanda Ngcobo in Pietermaritzburg.